Hello guys, this is Emmanuel here from Amplify TV, and today I'm here with the founders of Red Africa, and today we've come to ask them questions to interview them, get to know more about them, and gain more insights about the business. Also get to know the roadmap that they took to get to where they are today. So I'll start by asking them a couple of questions, and with these questions, I hope each and every one of you viewers out there will also get to understand and learn a little bit about marketing, about real estate, and everything that has to do with the business included. So today, the first question I'm going to ask one of the founders here to tell us a little bit about himself, and then we'll move from there to also get to ask other questions as well. So please tell us a little bit about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali Abdulwasi. I am the CEO and co-founder of Rep Africa, and of course it's nice to be here.
What made you start your real estate company instead of working for someone else?
Well, to put the answer into simplicity, I would like to say true impact comes from ownership.
Okay.
You can only make impact when you own something of your own. This is not to say that I have not served, or this is not to say that I have not worked under a couple of investment companies. In fact, the experiences that I gained from working under other companies is what has helped me to build alongside my co-founder here, Rep Africa. So basically to make impact.
All right, so now we're going to ask the second founder here, can tell us a bit about himself as well. So this time is also known as
My name is Jubril, and I'm the co-founder of Web African Development and also the Chief Operations Officer of Web African Development. So we co-founded this business, as I said, to make impact and also to help develop Africa as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So what was your biggest fear when you started out?
Our biggest fear?
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it fear, Of course, there are inadequacies here and then you start to question and doubt your dream and think, oh, am I qualified for this? Am I capable to do this? But the biggest fear in most cases for most businesses is, do I have the required capital? Are people going to accept the market and bring the product and bring it to the market? Acceptance and of course capital. So I think that those are the two things that I had doubts about when I started. But now we are way past that.
So yeah, that's true. So back to you, you started in your first year. What surprised you about this industry?
When we are still in our first year, so I'm still getting a couple of surprises every day. Yeah, but if I'm to mention a couple of surprises that stood out is, people behavior. Because as a business owner, you have to deal with people in terms of employment, you have to deal with people in terms of partnership and day out interaction. And this has exposed me to certain, aspects of people that if probably I did not put myself on this pedestal of ownership, I wouldn't have known that about people. So people behavior was just that's one of my biggest surprise in the industry.
All right. Well, back to you now. So, what do you think is the common misconception people have about real estate?
Common misconception would be that I'm not going to say they don't believe that it is real. They don't feel that there's a lot of possibilities with real estate.
Wow. Okay, so
That's not usual, right?
okay.
But I feel like people don't know the potential of real estate. It's just like with agriculture now, especially currently. Nigerians are just waking up to the possibilities in agriculture. You get my point?
Yeah.
And it has always been there. It has always been there, but they were not aware.
Okay.
So what these new real estate companies are doing, like Rep Africa, right? They are beginning to sensitize people. They are beginning to educate them, creating awareness, especially with young people, to get into the real estate industry early, so that in the future they'll be the ones calling the shots of who gets what. You understand what I'm saying now?
And
So people still do not know that magic can happen in real estate. I mean, it can change your life overnight. So people need to know that.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Tell us, Mr. Abdul, why did you choose Rep Africa for the brand? I mean, looking at the colors, the color combination actually it's nice and it's different for a real estate company. I'm just trying to know. I think I and also the audience might want to know why you went for the color and why you choose to Rep Africa for your company.
Okay, well, starting from the name,
Yeah.
like my co-founder said something earlier that
Okay.
the concept of how we came up with the name is only funny to the both of us because it's, I mean, arriving at the name was not exactly something that we planned.
Okay.
It has a background story, and the background story is funny, right? And it just shows that, I mean, there is a greater force behind our partnership that is beyond us. Yeah.
Okay.
So to start with, the original name we wanted to use for the company was Regal Emblem Properties.
Wow.
So we had like a branding company that we're working with, and then we told them our name suggestion, and he was like, okay, go and do a market survey. Let us see the acceptability of that name by the market. And when we went, one of the places we went to was Yahuza Suya at Central area. And then a lot of people had the problem pronouncing the name, especially that emblem. I had a lot of people say emblem, and all of that. So we had a round table meeting like afterwards, and the brand company suggested that we, come up with something else. And then we just came up with the idea of, I think it was my co-founder that came up with the idea of why not join the legal emblem property into an acronym and then put something behind it. And we decided to just shorten it as REP, and then we came up with Africa.
Yeah, it was either assets or Africa.
Yes, REP assets or
Rep
REP Africa.
assets.
So we came up
Like
with,
you don't use assets.
so we just decided to just come up with REP Africa Development, and that really fly. It got so good because it has not been taken under the Corporate Affairs Commission, and then the name just fly. So the color, he will take the part of the color.
Because honestly, the name is just perfect. When you hear it, but it's easy to it sticks.
Yeah.
When you see it once and you come across it again, or maybe you no longer there, you want to tell someone about it, it's easy to just remember Rep Africa.
Yeah.
Like, Rep Africa. But then you also want to know the meaning behind it.
Like
now we do.
representing Africa.
Exactly, that's what I thought.
Every time.
That's what I thought initially. And
But I mean, it's not far-fetched from,
not far from it.
for what we are trying to do. We are looking at representing the continent on a global stage, representing the continent Africa on a global stage when it comes to development that is in the real estate industry in Africa.
Because in our roadmap, we actually plan to go into cross-border investment, real estate investments, opening opportunities to people, international opportunities in investment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So about the color, it's the primary colors we're supposed to use. I mean, it is green and gold, and the green is very deep. Like the green is actually very deep.
Yeah.
It represents the richness that is in real estate. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Then the golden part is the luxurious part. You get what I'm saying? Green and gold is actually, in fact, it's celestial because in the description of the Garden of Eden and all of that, green and gold actually.
True.
So like it's celestial. So that color actually matches like the wealth we are trying to build for people, with people. You get my point now?
Yeah.
In fact, as a matter of fact, the logo is handcrafted. It was not AI or designer. It was handcrafted. Like,
so there's authenticity. Yeah,
exactly. We are trying to do something all across Africa and even outside Africa, right?
Yeah.
And the golden ring, represents creating a community out of that. You get my point? Yeah, you can see that roof pattern on it.
Yeah.
That's construction and all of that.
But I have to give it to you guys. The design is perfect. Yes, and the color combination is good. Yes, it's something that this combination is something you look at and it's okay to the eyes, and you could literally use it. It blends with every other colors.
Yeah. So the color combination was intentional, but the name was ordained.
Regardless, it came out nice and it worked out in the end. So that's nice. what was your toughest moment in your first year?
Well, to give a background to like how it started,
Yeah.
myself and my co-founder, we are like ample time to talk about business, to talk about our setup, to to our roadmap, so to say. And then we started the step like just like anybody doing steps. Okay. We didn't have everything at the time. Okay. We went into the industry with faith and with confidence in what can do collectively. So we set up business, we got the business in, and I think the toughest moment was at the point where we realized that okay, bro, we are now in the market.
Yeah.
People now know that there's a company named Amplify.
There's no chance.
We cannot mess this up. We cannot fail. Oh. We cannot mess this up. We cannot fail. Like so, that reality just struck, and I mean, it was like I would say that was like tough experience navigating that aspect of of our growth.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So I'm going to have to ask you this one. So tell us, what is something you had to learn the hard way?
Hmm. Something I had to learn the hard way, right, is that um people like I mean generally we confuse activity with productivity a lot of times.
Wow.
In business, there's a lot of activities. Right now, as we are speaking, there's a million things I should be doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But like, you need to schedule your priorities. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, typically you say, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 things to do. You understand? Then you now begin to prioritize. No, that shouldn't be it. You should pick out the ones that are actually very important, right? These are the things that move me forward.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick them one after the other. Not that there are no other things that I should be doing. Do you get my point? But for more productivity, you need to manage your time better and doing more productive things. You get my point? Things that move the business forward.
So tell us, what helped you gain your first clients?
Oh, well, like I said before, I personally have worked for a couple of real estate companies for starting or co-founding about tech development. And I would say the major reason or the major factor that helped me find my first clients for about tech development is the track record that I had
Okay.
working with this company because like I mean I've had clients with them and it was easy for me to transfer the trust and the integrity that we were working with these other companies. It was easy for me to transfer it to West Africa. So basically track record is the major reason why or major factor I got me back my first clients for West Africa.
Okay. Wow, that's nice. So, how important are trust and reputation in this business?
It's as important as water to life or air to your life. Because without trust, right?
Yeah.
I mean, integrity builds trust. You get what I'm saying? Without trust, business cannot be done. Transactions cannot be done. And real estate is something that is forever. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a one-time transaction in most cases. So it's a continuous relationship.
It's important.
Exactly. So it's important they can trust you. And we are talking about the high ticket industry here. It's not where you pay 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, and walk away. Like it's somewhere you are dropping millions, life savings, life investment into. And beyond, even the money, if you are investing with us, for example, you are investing in residences, shelter. It's somewhere people will be living in forever. So, but if you cannot trust me, don't drop your money in me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and also for the integrity part, right? It's also important that you continuously deliver. You know, they want to see your track record. They want to see that this person is consistent, and and you are very very diligent at it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Question is for you. If you could restart this company again, what would you do differently?
Wow. See, I must confess that that's very tough to look. Yeah,
Yeah.
considering the fact that we are just about 6 months into the business,
Okay.
I would say we are not far from where we started. Regardless, in terms of experience, knowledge, I am not exactly where I started. I know better now. So if I was start the company again, one of the things that I would do differently is to pay attention to staffing. Yes, because when we started employment, we started with no prior experience in employment, and we have had a lot of bad experiences with staffing. Exactly. I don't want to go into political, but I can give example of somebody that worked with us as a contract staff, and the person, so to say, I don't even want to mention too much, but the person who worked with us, the entitlement as if
Wow.
the person was doing us a favor, despite the fact that we are paying the person. That's if the person was doing us a favor, she wants to work on her own time, she wants to be available at her own convenience and all of that. So
As a
I
staff.
think I'll pay more attention to employment.
Wow.
I'll start thinking. But every other thing, my co-founder, wonderful individual. I mean, our standards, our track record, everything, operational standards, everything has been good so far.
So this is all you know now. If you're to restart, it's going to be just better than how it was.
I think we plan to speed more.
To speed things up for you.
Yes, and of course,
Would have taken more risk. Now this question is for you. What do you think someone should look for before investing in real estate?
I think it's not exactly what you look out for. It's gaining clarity on what you want. A lot of people are not very clear on what they want in real estate. So like I think the first thing you should do is define your goal in real estate. If you are going into real estate investment or you are going into real estate as an end user, do
Okay.
you understand? I want to build a house. You are not an investor.
Mm.
You want to own your own residence.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's beautiful. Then if you want to invest, right, define what you want to do. Oh, I want to invest over the next 5 years and cash out, probably rinse and repeat. Or I want to invest for a very, very long time. Or I want to invest for a short time. There are so many options you can use. I mean, apart from the traditional land banking and all of that, if you are looking to invest for quick money, you have real estate investment trusts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those ones that will give you return on investments and all of that. Yes, there exists. So once you have your goal defined, right,
Yeah.
then you make sure that you look for professionals. I mean, professional experts, your real estate consultants, a real estate company with track records that you can, bank on. You get my point.
Yeah.
That they can solve your investment. They can help you achieve your investment goals. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the basic thing. Then from there, the professional is going to guide you what you need to do.
Okay. So what do you think separates a good real estate company from an average one?
Well, if I'm to stay a couple of them from uh, first of all, it would be, attention to detail. Okay. You can tell a real estate company that pays attention to like their detailing. Okay. By attention to detailing, I'm talking about due diligence as regards their products, as regards their customer experience, as regards their company culture. So to say, when you walk into an office, say for example, if you walk into Rep Africa, the experience that you have will tell you that okay, these people are about their business and they know what they are doing, right? If you find a real estate company that, for example, has a track record, even if they have a track record, a they don't have how would I put it? They don't have a standard for customer experience, so to say. You can tell a real estate company that pays attention to details from just an average real estate company from them. Another one would be, I think I've mentioned a couple of them. That should suffice.
I would say learning precedes earning bar. So learn about it before you start, right? Now the second part is if you are someone with experience and you're looking to start now. It never gets better. Start now. That's one advice I'm going to give you. Because I mean, the more you wait, the harder it gets. You get my point. So if you're going to start, just start. Experience is the best teacher. The way they say it. You learn on the job. You're going to get better. But if you can, try to know the full scope of what you are going into before you jump into the river.
Basically, if you don't know much about it, you need to like
Learn first. Yeah.
that will give you
Mhm.
Just understand the details.
very good advice. Okay, thank you for that. All right. So the next question for you. So now, what keeps you going when on days where things feel slow?
Hmm. Ah, very good question. Especially considering the fact that the frequency of this being going slow is the frequency of them going slow is very, 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 very close, tightly knitted. Like I mean, like it is the industry generally just it is a series of hurdles, series of challenges that you need to overcome. And that's where the results comes from. That's where the growth comes from. That's where the progress comes from. Overcoming those challenges, overcoming those hurdles. And they come in, trust me, they come in as frequently as you do not expect. And then when those times hit, one of the major things that keeps us going as very steady believers, myself and my co-founder, is God. Yes, the faith in the fact that we are not in this alone. There's like a supreme being that's watching over us and watching over every step. And I mean, the whole journey is of course in his hands, and we know that nothing goes wrong with his hands. And another thing that keeps us going is the fact that, like I said before, experience. We know that okay, we've overcome hurdles that we did not see ourselves overcoming. So that's experience that yes, if we have done this before, we can do other ones. And just keep on building on from there.
No matter how it goes and how slow it feels, there are days where things are slow.
Of course, of course.
Okay. But that's it. I guess
Yes,
thank
and
you.
my most I think it's a very good question.
Yeah.
Very good question.
And now just one final question. This one is not it's not all serious, it's just to help those listeners out there tonight. It's another question like what will ask them, what can you tell them? How do you encourage them to go or keep moving regarding their passion? For those that have passion regarding real estate, what do you have to tell them? This is for you. What can you tell them regarding
It's how will I say? You see, for people that have passion, man,
yeah.
passion is basically having interest in something and wanting to, be a part of it. You get my point?
Okay.
So the very first thing you need to do is seek out people who are already doing that thing. Seek out people who are already good at it, they are leading. You get my point? Now, learn from them, either by observation or if you are lucky enough to get access to them, learn from them. Because, I mean, you never lose when you learn. You get my point?
Yeah.
So by learning from them, you start to imitate them in some ways. You get my point? I mean, you might not imitate them in verbatim, but you can innovate with your own imitation.
You only tell yourself
Exactly.
you want to learn how to act, you have to imitate.
Exactly. Okay. So find a way to get access to someone that is already there. So you get the practical experience, either directly or indirectly. And when you do that, you begin to forge your own path. You get my point? So that's what I think. Whatever you want to do.
But I would just on that to add to that,
Yeah.
of course, is I'll put it into like a single sentence. Keep your ears down, keep your eyes sharp, and keep your eyes sharp, keep your mind sharp as well. Keep your soul at high.
Wow,
That
that's
will
all.
always
Your
be
ears down, sharp, and
soul at high.
yeah. So thank you very much. Me and glad to be here today. I'm very sure that the listeners and pretty much everyone that's listening to this or watching this right now, so I've learned a couple of things about real estate and leisure that can help them also with their decisions and things that. Thank you very much. Yeah, this was looking like that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel.
All right.